Sports HQ, but if we're talking Texas, we got to bring in our friend Colt McCoy, former national championship winning quarterback for Texas. Colt, you are on your way to this game. How's it going?
It is great. I'm so excited to be on my way. We're cutting it close, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're in the car, we're kicking off here in half an hour, but we enjoy the fact that we get to talk to you about this game. And you know what, Colt? I don't want to mess around anymore. We know the conversation about the quarterback, about Arch Manning. What's your take on the quarterback play that Texas is getting this year?
Yeah, listen, it's a growth process. It's a young football team. It's very different than what we were last year with a veteran offensive line and, receivers who had a lot of reps under their belt. Our running back room has been banged up, and, Arch is a young quarterback. He's played 7 or 8 games, and so I think that he's grown up every week. I think he played great last week, especially in the second half. And, I'm glad that he's able to continue this week and got out of the concussion protocol. And he's a great kid. He can make all the throws. He's really smart. He's a great leader. But not only Arch, he gets a lot of the focus, but I think our football team is all kind of maturing as the season goes on, and they're finding ways to win each week, and hopefully that's the case this week.
Colt, I thought last week's game, the 24-point comeback, record high for passing yardage, I thought that could be a pivot point for Arch Manning. I'm curious to know, at your time at Texas, did you ever have a game that you looked at was like not only the way you looked at yourself, but your teammates looked at you differently? Because I feel like that's what it could be for Arch.
Yeah, look, I think you look at the second half last week and forget what we saw on the field, but it's what I saw on the sidelines. Guys were, rallying around Arch, and they were fired up. They kind of got some big plays and got themselves right back in the game, and you could see like the momentum fully shift. And Arch was the leader of that. I look back at some of the times my freshman year, we had a lot of close games, but when you win a game on the road, I remember we beat Nebraska. On a last-second field goal, and like the momentum that carried with our team from that win, and knowing that you could go out there and do it, the confidence that I got from that made a huge difference for the rest of the year and kind of the rest of my career. And so maybe that propels us, from last we''s win, and I think that's a much better close win than the week before against Kentucky for sure. But they've found ways to do it, and that's a big step for a young football team.
Colt, when I look at this Texas team, I see a lot of blame on Arch Manning, but I see problems in other areas. What can the guys around Arch do, one, to give him more confidence to go out and be the leader that he is, be the player that he is, and show off what he's got, but also just to play better around him to lift the level of play of their team? What do you think this Texas team needs on top of just better play from Arch Manning?
Yeah, great question. I mean, Danny played quarterback. You got to have a run game, and you got to catch the football. We're dropping the ball way too much, and I know Arch has had his struggles, but at the same time, when he cuts it loose, we got to come down with it and make some plays. And I think getting the run game going will be really helpful. You look back at the Oklahoma game, our ability to run the football kept us in third and manageable situations, and we converted those a lot higher than we did the third and long. So I think just those two things alone will not only help a struggling offensive line, but when there's big plays to be had and catch and runs, like we gotta make those catches, and we gotta run the football.
I'm sure today is fun for you because you get to go back to a place that you love and that loves you. But I'm curious, as a former player and as a quarterback, how stressed are you during these games, knowing that you can't go out there and do anything?
Yeah, sorry, my camera's going out.
Oh.
I mean, we're all competitors. I know that after I tore my elbow up a couple years ago, I can't throw the ball anymore, so that's helped my brain actually. But you see the game a little differently, and I think for me, I want these guys to play well because I kind of know them. I know Arch. I know how hard they work. Coach Sark is a fantastic football coach. I know the time and the energy that it takes to be a good football team, and I see the growth of this squad. They're young guys, but they're also very talented, and I know they can figure it out. And there's glimpses week to week, and so the first time being back home in this stadium in a month, hopefully they come out ready to play and firing on all cylinders, and they can figure out how to run the football and get another SEC win.
Love it. Colt McCoy, I guess I can't tell you to drive safe because your life is in somebody else's hand, but be a safe passenger and enjoy the game. We appreciate you joining us.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys.